I've been waiting for you. Hola amigos, ¿qué tal? Yo soy Katy de Spanish 55, and as some of you may already know, I was living abroad for almost a year now. And to be honest, I was rather ocupada, but settling back into my birth country, Mexico, which I miss dearly, has also helped me to get back one hobby that I didn't practice much this last couple of months, and that is leer, reading. And some of you may also feel and share the thought that reading helps you a lot with vocabulary, and no matter your level in the language, you always want a good story to read and maybe help you improve, right? So in this video, it doesn't matter if your Spanish is at baby steps or if you're already well advanced in the language. I have something for all of you. But before we start, a quick tip. Recently, my friend Mariana uploaded another video on this channel on how she had to read How to Kill a Mockingbird in English when she was first learning the language. And she was struggling because she tried to translate every single word from one language into another.
And I remember that I chose To Kill a Mockingbird, and but it was like one of the most challenging experiences that I've ever had, because it was like just slightly above my comprehension levels.
And honestly, that's quite non-productive. And as I told you before, we do not translate words when we are learning a language. We translate ideas. So before putting all those words into the translator, try to go with the flow and try to get a sense of idea where that conversation, where that story is going. So my first pick is Y colorín colorado, este cuento aún no acabado de Odín Dupeirón. This book is an inspiring and motivational read, which is perfect for beginners. Also, Odín Dupeirón's storytelling is quite straightforward and really simple, so it's quite easy to follow what's going on. And the book uses simple and conversational phrases, which is perfect for beginners or just anyone who wants to read something in Spanish. In this story, the protagonist learns a lot of valuable life lessons, and the content, which is about personal growth and overcoming adversity, can really keep you motivated not only in your language learning journey, but also in general. Next up is one of my personal favorites, and that is Clemencia, José Manuel Altamirano. And this one is rather for an intermediate level because it has some words that are rather historical and terms that are not quite used in modern texts because it is set in the French intervention in Mexico during the 19th century. Now, the theme here revolves a lot around love and war from the protagonist's perspective, which happens to be a military. So, in this book, you can find a win-win. If you love literature and if you're also interested in historical events, I highly recommend this book. Recommendation number 3 is quite a classic, and that is Pedro Páramo, de Juan Rulfo. This story belongs to magical realism. You need to pay a lot of attention. Pedro Páramo follows the story of Pedro Preciado as he travels the town of Comala in order to find his father, Pedro Páramo. However, you do have to pay a lot of attention because the story is non-linear. Therefore, it's quite confusing, but it is really intriguing. And it is perfect for those of you who want to challenge into reading something more. Now, a fun fact here, if you've read 100 Years of Solitude from Gabriel García Márquez, he actually said that Pedro Páramo served as inspiration for his work. So now let's go with the real challenges for intermediate and advanced learners. Let's begin with Fuente Ovejuna by Lope de Vega. Fuente Ovejuna is a classic Spanish play from the 17th century, which happens to talk about the incident that happened in Fuente Ovejuna, which is a town that collectively resisted their overlord. And this story is quite relevant even nowadays. But what's really interesting is that it's a challenge for every Spanish learner, but also for the native speakers because it is old fashioned Spanish. However, it is quite rewarding because you can also see how this Spanish kind of evolved into what we use today. Now, a fun fact about this story is that it has been adapted to many formats, being in operas, films, and it's quite relevant in today's Spanish culture. Now, the fifth and last pick of today. Now, for this one, I am going to need a drum roll, please. That is because it is quite a challenge. Ensayo sobre la ceguera de José Saramago. This is a challenge not only for Spanish learners, but also for native Spanish speakers. And why is that so? Well, because José Saramago's writing style is quite unique. And when I say it's unique, it is unique. He uses long sentences and minimal to zero punctuation, which makes it really daunting, but it makes you really get invested in the lecture in order to follow what's going on, right? So the story goes on about a sudden epidemic of blindness that happens to collapse a whole society. This lecture is quite depth and explores human nature and morality, but if you're up for the challenge, you can later on watch the film directed by Fernando Miralles and also happens to have another take on the same story. So there you have it, amigos. 5 recommendations of books in Spanish that can be really interesting, and I hope that you are ready to dive into your next Spanish reading adventure. Also, remember that the only way to master a new language is to constant everyday practice, so do not be afraid to challenge yourself. And remember, if you're serious about learning Spanish, do not hesitate into checking out Spanish55.com through the link down below. Also, do remember to thumbs up this video, comment down below which books are you eager to read next, or if you have any recommendations for me, and most importantly, share with your friends that want to learn Spanish. So without further ado, I will see you next time. Hasta la próxima!